What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and for the newest episode in our Madden 20 rebuild series, we're going to be taking a look today at the New Orleans Saints, a team that was incredibly disappointing in the playoffs this year. Not a great performance from their aging veteran, Hall of Fame, first ballot quarterback, Drew Brees. So it's going to be an interesting rebuild. We got to get this team that, we'll get another swing at it with Drew Brees, but ultimately we're going to have to find the successor to Drew Brees and keep the wheels moving. And when you think about the New Orleans Saints, when it comes to the franchise mode in Madden 20, they're very, very overpowered. Pretty much feels like I could probably put Taysom Hill at starting quarterback and he'll go for like MVP type numbers. It just seems like it's that kind of way. So I'm pretty excited to get and draft or trade or sign a quarterback to bring in here, because I think they're going to excel in this Sean Payton system. But looking at the roster before we get into things, so yes, at quarterback we have our superstar X Factor in Drew Brees. Easy to retire after 1 year. He's only on a 1 year contract. I'm going to tell you right now, my plan right now is not to extend Drew Brees, not to run him to the ground. He's going to have 1 year here for us, and then we're going to look elsewhere. I think Teddy Bridgewater is another guy that's set to be a free agent. You got Taysom Hill. I mean, he's going to have to be, probably a backup. I don't think I probably could try to convert him somewhere. He's just not going to play. Running back, we get Alvin Kamara, one of the best running backs in the National Football League, 89 Superstar X Factor. He is going to be a stud on the offense. We got Latavius Murray here. He could be a potential trade piece. I have a trade in mind. I don't know if I can get it done, but he could be a piece done to that trade. Wide receiver, you have Michael Thomas, who in real life this season, he set the single season reception record. I don't know, I can't remember what it was. It was something ridiculous. I mean, this guy here gets absolutely force-fed in this New Orleans Saints offense. He's really, really good. I think he's definitely a top 3 wide receiver. I do think he's a little overrated from the standpoint of, like, people go, oh my God, look at all the catches. But, like, yes, he has, like, 30 more targets than, like, anyone else in the NFL. That being said, he has a ridiculous catch ratio. He does not drop the ball. He is a sensational player. Like, I'd say, yeah, right now, comfortably top 3 wide receiver in the National Football League. Closer to 1. Then I'd probably say DeAndre Hopkins at 1, Michael Thomas at 2, comfortably. Anyways, outside of that, Ted Ginn, veteran. Probably Traquan Smith. We might actually be able to develop him a little bit. 74 normal. He's only 23, but we're probably going to need that second wide receiver for this rebuild, for the 5-year rebuild. At tight end, we have a veteran in Jared Cook. He's pretty much, a 1 year kind of band-aid. Josh Hill, expensive backup. No one really in the pipeline to develop. So I think we might be able to trade for a tight end potentially. Flip to the offensive line, TERRON ARMSTEAD, 94 superstar. Really good, but he is 28, so I hope he can hold on to that rating. Andres Pete, solid, very expensive, but if we can resign him back on a reasonable deal, he should be a guard that develops into the 80s. At center, Eric McCoy, I think I graded him and a certain player on the defense out as outstanding picks for the New Orleans Saints from last year's draft. And McCoy has been sensational, 78. He earned a hidden dev trait during the regular season. That's a really, really good pick. WARFORD, solid for the time being. We got right tackle Ramczyk, one of the best right tackles in the National Football League. Right up there with Lane Johnson and Schwartz from the Chiefs. Moving to the defense, Cam Jordan. Here's what I'm thinking. You have Cam Jordan, you have Davenport, you have Hendrickson. Hendrickson always develops nicely. So what I'm thinking is we move Cam Jordan to a D tackle role, and then we move probably Onyemata. Flip Onyemata to someone in a big trade. Just trying to maximize everything here on the defensive line, because Davenport and Hendrickson, I think they both can develop into starting caliber defensive ends, and that's just one less position we have to worry about because these guys are already on roster. Then you get a guy like Cam Jordan, 287. I mean, you can play inside, outside on the defensive line anyway. It's not that unrealistic to see him as a D tackle. And then we could probably have like a sub rush end or something like that. So I'm going to see if we can package up a deal here and get some talent. Because we have a lot of surplus requirement on the New Orleans Saints. At linebacker of Klein, kind of expensive, not that good. Inside, Anzalone should be our franchise, I guess. Middle linebacker, he's 74. He really doesn't have a dev trait. Well, oh, my boy. The worst Philadelphia Eagle jersey I ever bought was after Kiko Alonso made a one-handed interception against the Atlanta Falcons. I bought a Kiko Alonso jersey. It's terrible. Demario Davis, unreal. I still remember when the Saints signed him from the Jets in free agency. I was like, how is no one not wanting this guy? He's sick. And then he's been absolutely insane for the Saints then. But he is 30, so linebacking core is a position that I'm a little bit worried about outside of Anzalone. In the secondary, MARSHON, LATTIMORE, baller. I don't know. I don't know if Eli Apple or PJ Williams are going to really develop. Apple at least is 2 years younger, 24-76. I mean, he is a former first-round pick. I don't know. I feel like outside of MARSHON and LATTIMORE, there's a lot of uncertainty to the corners. Shout out to Patrick Robinson, P-Rob. Very, very big, vital part for the Philadelphia Eagles the year we won the Super Bowl. Free safety, Marcus Williams should be a franchise free safety. Strong safety, my boy, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I had him as my number... Well, was he my number 1 safety? I can't remember. But everyone knows me as a Gator fan. I was hyping up during the draft process. Slipped. This guy fell, what, the 3rd round? Someone tell me. 4th round! He fell... I had a late 1st round grade on him. And he slipped, and he was an absolute stud for the New England Saints. Earned himself a hidden depth trait. That's how damn good he was. So we're definitely going to be utilizing him. That kind of makes Von Bell's surplus requirement. So another really valuable player that I think we could be able to trade away to make a move. Special teams are pretty solid here for the New Orleans Saints. So yeah, I'm going to see if we can move around some of these depth players to get some improvements to our starting positions. But ultimately, this rebuild is about how we're going to replace Drew Brees, and can we get someone that can come in, take over under center, and win this team a Super Bowl. But we do have year 1 with Drew Brees. We might be able to knock it out of the park, win a Super Bowl year 1, and then kick our feet up for the remaining 4 years. So our first trade, we send Teddy Bridgewater, who's 1 year. He only has 1 year left of his contract. He's not going to be our long-term option. To the Miami Dolphins, who are in desperate search for a starting quarterback. We're able to get Jerome Baker, who is a huge, huge land for us. He's 23, only 75 at a middle linebacker. We can put him pretty much anywhere in our scheme as well. Another trade, able to send Latavius Murray and David Onyemata. Now, I didn't want to get rid of David Onyemata because he went to school in Canada. I don't know if he's actually Canadian. I think he's like half Canadian. But trade block, O.J. Howard. The Bucs do not use O.J. Howard. They throw the ball to everyone but O.J. Howard. So it makes sense for them not to have him sitting on the roster just rotting away. Get guys that you can actually use right away. So, hey, I don't really like trading within the division, but this was a deal that was too good to pass up for a player that wants out at Tampa Bay. So coming out of our Week 9 bye, we are very good. 7-1 right now on the season. Quick look at the stats. Drew Brees playing every bit like a Hall of Fame quarterback. 3rd in yards, 2nd in touchdowns. Just to give you a quick update of kind of how our depth chart is lining up, because I did make a change or two after the lock-in. So we got O.J. Howard went from star to superstar, and we've had Traquan Smith go from normal to a star dev already. I believe we have actually had 2 opportunities for O.J. Howard to go from star to superstar. We failed the first one, made the second one. I hopped in for that game. But on the defense, we had the safety question. We had Von Bell and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. What I do is I kept Von Bell at strong safety. Then I moved Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who was a star dev, to corner, where he's an 81 overall corner. Now, is my plan long-term to keep him at corner? No, because right now I have him at slot corner. Because obviously he's tackling ability. But what I'm thinking long-term is Mario Davis is like 30. He's got to start regressing. And we know from the Raiders franchise, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson can play linebacker. So, we have that in their pocket. He is an absolute utility to have on this team. And we also have a solid, strong safety in Von Bell, who's almost an 80 overall, and he's still 24 years old. So when it looks to the contracts here, as I stated, we're going to wait and see what happens with Drew Brees. Look at just the name values right now. Von Bell, I'd like to bring Von Bell back. That's actually a fairly expensive deal for a strong safety. Usually you get bargain deals for safeties, but it is what it is. We got Andreas Pete. I'd like to give him a 5-year deal, especially $5 million cap hit is not too bad. Eli Apple, that is a lot of money. 80. I feel like we can do better. That's 35. Eli Apple's not worth $35 million. No matter what way you cut it. Even though he's 24, even though probably by it's all said and done, he could be like a mid to low 80s corner. That's just a lot. That's just a lot of money at this point. Larry Warford's 28. He's 83. Again, that's a lot of money there for an offensive lineman that's at the downswing of his career. So at this point, we're going to wait and see. We're going to hold tight here on Eli Apple and Larry Warford, and we'll make our decision closer to the offseason. At the end of year 1, first round bye, even though we lost 3 of our last 4 games, still finished with an 11-5 record, get our first NFC South title. No new dev traits. We actually hit and we actually had them hit and pop up. But we missed on Traquan Smith to go from star to superstar, and we actually missed on Hendrickson to go from normal to a star, which is a little annoying, but, you know, we got O.J. Howard in a trade, and we already have him up to a superstar dev trade. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty satisfied. And we're the #1 team in our division. Looking at the stats here, Drew Brees, absurd numbers. 4,900 passing yards, 48 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 75% completion percentage. I hope he retires because I can't let that walk to free agency. Running the ball, 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns for Alvin Kamara. We got even low-key 2 Drew Brees finished with 50 total touchdowns on the year. Watch him not get MVP. OJ Howard, look at that. The Bucks, what are you doing? 104 catches, 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns for OJ Howard. We got 1,113 from Michael Thomas, 875 and 8 from Traquan Smith, almost 703 from Alvin Kamara, 602 from Ted Ginn. Just elite offense, and OJ Howard, what a beast. Defensively, Anzalone, 123 tackles. We got 109 from Lattimore, 105 from Demario Davis. We got 7 sacks, Davenport, 6.5, 13 TFLs, Cam Jordan, 6 and 10 for Rankins. Henderson, definitely disappointing. Interceptions are fine too. Actually, let's be honest. If we're looking at the high level of this team, especially on offense, sacks and picks could have been a little bit better, but it is what it is. Yearly awards, your MVP is gonna be Drew Brees. The game's lagging because it is. Drew Brees is your 40-year-old NFL MVP, pulling Peyton Manning. Unreal production. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Mr. Drew Brees. Defensive Player of the Year went to Reuben Foster. We had no one. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Kyler Murray. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Tavai. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson coming in at 3. QB, Drew Brees. We had no one else. But hey, Drew Brees, sensational. And like I said, we had this 1-year window that Drew Brees could potentially carry our team to a Super Bowl title here in year number 1. And it all starts with a NFC divisional game against the 11-5 Chicago Bears. Brees versus Trubisky. And in the head-to-head matchup, Drew Brees gets the job done, 28-14. I can only imagine OJ Howard feasted as he get the little skill point upgrade. Taking a look at the box score here. Never really worried. Scored in every corner. Ooh, 2 interceptions for Drew Brees is a little uncharacteristic, but 4 touchdowns on the day. Michael Thomas had 2. Dwayne Washington and Ted Ginn also got in the score sheet. A couple sacks. Pick from Demario Davis. I'm happy with it. We should beat the Bears. Trubisky's ass. So here we go in the conference championship. I can say as an Eagle fan, the one team I never want to see in the playoffs as long as Drew Brees is their quarterback is the New Orleans Saints. So let's see if we can knock out the Philadelphia Eagles and get to the Super Bowl here in year number 1. And we do. 35-17, setting up a New Orleans Saints Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl, which on a lot of people, preseason in real life, maybe not preseason because once we found out Lamar Jackson was a shit, but like mid-season of the in real life NFL year, a lot of people thought this could be the Super Bowl matchup. Saints, Ravens. I feel like it's so early in this game that we're not gonna hop in and play it. We'll sim it though. We'll hop into the sim, see what's going on. But look at the conference championship. Saints and Eagles. What? Shouldn't I see the score from that game? Okay, I guess we can't. Let's hop in, play the moments, but we're not even going to play the moments. Can Drew Brees, and what most likely is his final hurrah for the New Orleans Saints, win them a Super Bowl in year 1, and give an excellent base, an excellent starting point, an excellent foundation to maybe the rookie quarterback that is going to come in and be his successor. Let's get into it. First quarter drive. Drew Brees takes this team down, puts up 7. This is going to be a big matchup for our defense, though. Stopping Lamar Jackson and company. Looking like a high-scored Super Bowl here in Miami. 14-7. The Saints, the good guys are up. They're running it. 1-score game. The Baltimore is not going away. They're pesky. That's the best thing you could say. We kick a field goal, though. 10-point lead entering the second half. And we are moving the ball with will, but we're struggling in the red zone here. 2 straight field goals. 3 straight field goals. That is keeping Baltimore in this. It's a 1-score game. Baltimore touchdown, 2-point conversion. And on 4th down, we have to punt it. So Baltimore has a chance to take the leader, which they do. Oh, I just want to throw one bomb. I want to come in. Oh my God, look at that uniform from the Saints. They deserve to lose. That is an ugly, ugly combination. All right, where's Michael Thomas at? Ted Ginn, Michael Thomas, OJ Howard. All these guys got speed. We'll take Alvin Kamara, put him in pass pro. Let's drop back. Ted Ginn, the old man! Old man Ted Ginn. With that, I don't know what he has. 90-some speed. 93 speed, still at his old age. One of the greatest high school cornerback recruits of all time. Ted Ginn ties this Super Bowl up. 37-37. We're going to overtime, boys. Boom! Year 1. Drew Brees, go it on top, please. Please go it on top, because I don't want to have to re-sign you. I want to be able to bring another quarterback. But year one, I have my Excel sheet open. I'm going to be able to put the check mark in there. Successful rebuild. Now it becomes a rebuild within a rebuild. You know what I'm saying? We've already got the Super Bowl ring. But now can we rebuild this Saints offense? Because losing the MVP in Drew Brees, that is quite the annoyance, quite the task to do. So we have a lot of pressure right now on this front office, on myself, to make this now a dynasty, continue the dynasty with losing the most important piece. Drew Brees, 443 yards, 4 touchdowns, 75 completion percentage. Insane, absurd numbers. He's like your probably league leader, or all-time leader in passing yards, all-time leader in passing touchdowns, surpassing Peyton Manning in all those passing categories, which I love because I hate Peyton Manning. You're not going to find someone that hates Peyton Manning more than me, at least in a Madden setting. So there's all the boys up there, Brees, Kamara, Michael Thomas, Alec Anzalone, and they're hosting up that Super Bowl trophy. But that's only one. My new goal is getting 3. We've yet to do 3. We've done 2 Super Bowl titles in a rebuild. We've yet to do 3. So can we win 2 Super Bowls in the next 4 years? To do so, with most likely without Drew Brees? Let's find out. Just as we get ready to kick off the offseason, Drew Brees has retired, which takes a lot of weight off our shoulders. We are also losing Craig Robertson and Ted Ginn, but Drew Brees, what a year to go on top. League MVP, 50 total touchdowns, Super Bowl MVP, Super Bowl winner, the perfect season. Congrats. Have a safe retirement. And it works out perfectly that with our first pick in the draft, which is at pick 32 because we won the Super Bowl, the quarterback I wanted all along is there. And that is Jordan Love, quarterback out of Utah State. I think this is a guy that is totally in play in real life for the New Orleans Saints to be and groomed to be the successor, the heir to the New Orleans offense, taking over for Drew Brees. And he's a 73 hidden dev coming in with 93 throw power, 80 deep, 83 mid. Just very, very well-rounded across the board. When I did my quarterback rankings, 2.0 for the 2020 draft, I said I'm getting some Carson Wentz vibes. But when I watched Jordan Love's tape at Utah State, and if we can get anything near what Carson Wentz has brought to the Philadelphia Eagles here for the New Orleans Saints, we're going to be ecstatic. So here's a look at our draft recap as Madden is frustratingly slow right now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the servers are getting hit with something, but everything takes 10 seconds longer than what it should be. But we got Jordan Love in the first round. Outside of that, I think we had an okay draft. We got Zach Moss to come in and be the power back complement to Alvin Kamara, 67 overall. Actually should be more of a power back than what he is, but cool. We got Jalen Reagor, the speedster wide receiver, to take over for Ted Ginn, who we saw when we saw Drew Brees retire. Ted Ginn also decided to hang him up with Reagor, 93 speed, 94 acceleration. He is a burner. We got Muti, the guard from Fresno State, 64. I don't know if we could start right away, but we have an opening at right guard. We let Larry Warford walk in free agency. And then we just got Evan Weaver here, the linebacker out of California, just to be some depth. But this draft is all about Jordan Love coming into this system, coming into this scheme, and taking over for Drew Brees as we look to repeat as Super Bowl champions. So as we get ready to start year number 2, the first year of the Jordan Love era, here's how the team looks. Offensively, obviously, with no more Drew Brees, it looks drastically different with Jordan Love at quarterback. But here's a shocking surprise. O.J. Howard went up to Superstar X Factor. And he got it because last year he was the NFL receptions leader, I assume, because tight ends don't go up. Dev traits is broken right now in Madden. So I like the fact that, hey, sick. Thank you, Bucks, for that trade. Latavius Murray, and who did we send? Exactly. We sent Latavius Murray and someone to get O.J. Howard. Insanity. I don't think that's it for dev traits on the offense. On defense, Anzalone went from normal to a star. Obviously, great production. We're going to be going Chauncey Gardner-Johnson as our outside starting corner. Could get picked on for sure. I definitely want to see Hendrickson develop nicely because he's the reason why we slide Cam Jordan into D tackle. But top to bottom, man, as long as Jordan Love can play well, which we already know. If you've watched any videos on my channel before, rookie quarterbacks tend to do well in their first year in the sim. I don't know if that's some under the hood, behind the scenes stuff. We'll actually go with Muti as our starter too. Get the young guy out there for some snaps. We definitely, I fully expect to make the playoffs yet again and have an opportunity to defend our Super Bowl champions. So let's get into year 1 of the Jordan Love era here in New Orleans. Coming out for the bye in year 2, we're 4-4, maybe a little bit below where I thought, but we're tied for first in the NFC South. We're being competitive. Looking at Jordan Love, you know, it's the Saints offense in the Madden sim. He's top 5 quarterback in every category, which is unreal. Now, if you didn't notice, we didn't sign anyone in free agency. We didn't re-sign any of our big money free agents because I knew that this year and next year we're going to get pretty expensive in terms of keeping our own talent. This year is going to be very expensive. First up, we got Ryan Ramczyk, who is really on pace to being like the best tackle in football. So we're going to have to get him back. Alvin Kamara, another guy. You know, you can't let Alvin Kamara walk. So we got him locked up. Marcus Williams at free safety. Finally, I mean, even then, not really, but slightly affordable deal. Sheldon Rankins at D tackle. He's been an absolute beast. We'll give him a 5-year deal. Get that under $6 million cap hit. Anzalone, middle linebacker. We'll give him a 5-year deal on under $5 million cap hit. Trey Hendrickson at defensive end. See if we can get that into the 3s. We can't. Might be replaceable if he doesn't take that. Okay, he's gonna go. If you, I gave you a chance, bud, and you want to bend me over? What a piece of, you know what? So Ramczyk is gonna take top priority, and then from that, we'll see what we can do. But that's a lot of money for Demario Davis, who's gonna regress. Maybe we'll come back to the table with Hendrickson. So we'll wait and see. But right now, Ramczyk top priority, man. That is so much money for a tackle. And at the end of the first year of the Jordan Love era, I can only imagine what his stats are going to look like. He got Player of the Week 4 times, but we finished 9-7, just squeaking into the playoffs. Not a divisional title, but hey, we're the Super Bowl champs. We get a chance. Oh, Drew Brees lost his record to Brady. So, yeah, we lost in the final against the Falcons for the #1 seed, but we get to try and exact immediate revenge here in the wild card. As far as dev traits, I only think we got 1. I think we went from star to superstar for Traquan Smith. As you can see, the menus are just unbearable. We restarted the game like 3 times. It's just something on Madden's end. Well, we got from star to superstar for Traquan Smith, who's up to an 88 overall. He's been an absolute baller. Jordan Love emerged as an 86 star. Muti, who's like a 64, up to a 73 in just year 1. That offensive line XP boost. Cannot recommend that enough. And our 2 tackles are almost 99s. As far as defense is concerned, no dev trait increases, but we're seeing, you know, Marcus Williams is in the 90s. We got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, safety, linebacker, corner, plays everything. He's like the best utility weapon in the entire Madden game. 87 at the cornerback spot. But let's take a look at these stats. I'm going to say he got at least 40. Jordan Love, 46, second in yards, first in time. Now, see, look, sometimes I'm soft. Sometimes, like, that's outrageous. We had a crazy year. I think it was Herbert with the Chargers. Drew Lock had like an insane first year with the Broncos. I'm not surprised with this though, because Saints quarterbacks always play insanely well in Madden 20 Sim, but still very good year. 4,600 yards, 42 touchdowns, 9 picks, pretty much holds every rookie passing record. And look at that completion. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think I've ever seen 79% completion percentage. That is insane. We got 1,500 yards, 14 touchdowns for Kamara. The Zach Moss, who actually looked kind of disappointing as initial pick, chipping in with 9 rushing touchdowns. I like that. 3 tutties for Jordan Love, so giving him 45 on the year. We might have a rookie MVP. 103 catches, 1,300 yards, 8 tutties from Michael Thomas. Almost 1,012 for Traquan. 930, 940, we'll round that up, and 9 for O.J. Howard. Good year for Kamara at the backfield as well. Defensively, Demario Davis, strong year. 121 tackles, 4 TFLs, 4 sacks. 8.5 sacks from Cam Jordan from the D tackle spot. And interceptions, a little bit better. Again, sacks, disappointing. Interceptions are fine. Quick look at the yearly awards. MVP went to, Zeke Elliott just beating out Jordan Love. But, you know, I'm confident Jordan Love will be perennially in the conversation for MVP for the remainder of this rebuild. NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Ezekiel. Okay, now if you're going to give Zeke the MVP, you should give Jordan Love Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year went to Tavai. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Jordan Love. Zach Moss at 3. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Grant Delpit. Quarterback, Jordan Love. Running back, we had no one else. It's kind of annoying, but Jordan Love, sensational season here. And we're going to kick off trying to defend our Super Bowl title in the wild card against the 10-6 Atlanta Falcons. And in Jordan Love's first playoff game, loss. God damn it. 28-21, the Atlanta Falcons beat us in back-to-back weeks, which I'm sure is only going to make this team that much more angrier next year. But we fall to the experienced quarterback, Matt Ryan. Played a clean game. Our defense fell short. 2 turnovers for Jordan Love, 2 did not help. Under 100 yards there. for the running back, Alvin Kamara. We got no sacks, no picks. You look at the Falcons, Keanu Neal, Kendall Sheffield getting on the board. You know, it is what it is. Honestly, we're a third-place team that still somehow made the playoffs, and our rookie quarterback got 45 touchdowns. It's going to be tough to find a lot of negatives outside of, you know, repeating as Super Bowl champions, but we got a lot of good football ahead of us for the remaining 3 years of the rebuild. Let's get into it. Oh, come on. First pick at 21, we get #1 player in the draft, RASHAWN POYER at D tackle. That's going to give us the luxury to take Cam Jordan, flex him back out to defensive, and to take over for Hendrickson. We let walk in free agency. But RASHAWN POYER, 79, hidden dev, unreal prospect. Wow. And he had like hit power as one of his attributes. I almost pass on anyone that has hit power as one of those 3 skills that you unlock from scouting. Wow. Beast! One of the best players we ever got. And then we followed up with like the 22nd pick in the 7th round, getting the number 15 player in the draft, Lucas Glanton, tackle from Houston, 73 overall. Wow, I'm good at this. So you saw some of our baller picks, but draft recap, one of the best drafts we've ever had in a Madden franchise mode. First round, best player in the draft, #1 player in the draft, give him at pick 20, at a position of need. Average linebacker here, depth, we got a 71 tackle in the 3rd round, 66 wide receiver. Now this guy's a stud, the guy we got, right? But dev traits are important. We got this guy, Ricky Way, 70 hidden dev tackle. I actually might slide him into right guard over Muti and make him our starter. Just because that dev trait, man, he's going to progress so quickly. It's a good problem to have, though. Lots of talent on this offensive line. And given the fact that we have the O-line boost, and for whatever reason, just winning games is like the key indicator on developing O-linemen, we're going to have a bunch of depth that we might be able to flip for picks. And players, especially players, as we get ready for year 4, year 5. Year 3 is here. Year 2 of the Jordan Love era, and our team is stacked, man. 91 overall, 96 offense, 87 defense. Not a lot of changes, though, have happened on either side of the ball. Jordan Love did go to a superstar dev trade after being a star, then getting quarterback of the year, 45 touchdowns, everything helped him get a dev trait increase. Ray, the star, the hidden dev, he's probably most likely a star, will be starting at right guard. But other than that, the offensive line remains the same. Defensively, because we drafted Poyer, the #1 true talent player, we're going to take Cameron Jordan, flex him back out to defensive end, where he did take a rating hit at all. He's just that goddamn good of a player. Marcus Williams got a dev trade increase. He went up to superstar. I don't know when that happened. Must have been for something that he did last year. Yeah, just Super Bowl week. Cool. That's dope. So we do have a weakness here at right outside linebacker. I don't know. I'm going to try and see maybe there's someone worth trading for to fill that void. If not, I mean, you can't have stacked players at every position, at least in year 3. But I'm feeling very, very confident that we'll be able to make another playoffs and hopefully get our 2nd NFC South title of the rebuild. Bye week here early in year 3, and we're a little bit of turbulence, 2-2. Only a game back in the NFC South. I'm not overly worried. When it comes to player contracts, I think that's TERRON ARMSTEAD right off the rip. 98 overall left tackle. Kind of like Jason Pierce. At his age, he's only getting better, like a fine wine. So I want to retain him, which is great. O.J. Howard, who's been one of the best rebuild trades we've ever made. Up to a superstar X Factor. We'll make sure we can re-sign him. We got MARSHON, LATTIMORE. Knocked that to a 5-year deal. Very expensive. He's a common free agent that you see as you get ready for year 4. We're not going to let that happen. So this is why, man. We have been barren when it comes to signing free agents because I want to keep the guys that we actually have in-house. So let's get Jerome Baker here as well. Give him a 5-year deal, which makes that looks pretty good. Deontay Harris actually is developing as a fairly nice wide receiver 3, but I mean, even with that, it's not. We have Jalen Reagor that we probably can rely and fall back on. So let's make sure we can re-sign O.J. Howard. And there you go, man. This is why you just don't spend on the flashy free agents when you trust your own development and players. And at the end of year 3, we made the wild card. Got to run the gauntlet again if we have any chance of winning a Super Bowl. We're 9-7, which is not a great record, but still another NFC South title we could put on the record books. We'd have a perfect 99 overall offense. As far as dev traits, I don't think we have a single dev trait scenario pop up this season, which is weird to say the least. But Way came out as a star dev, and he's 79, so it's paying immediate dividends starting him in the lineup here at right guard. He's almost an 80 overall. Ramczyk, new member of the 99 club. Kamara, very close to being another member of the 99 club. Armstead might have a chance at getting the 99 club. You flip to the defense. So I don't know why This is where it's weird. He was our starter all year, and he only played 496 down. I guess we're playing a lot of sub package, I suppose, that we rush D tackle. But you know, he developed really, really nicely. 6 dev points, so it's probably a star, to be honest with you. Almost got a 90 for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So that's good, man. I'm feeling really good about where our team is at. Looking at where we were statistically, Jordan Love, again, playing at a very high level. Not the level he was last year, but still really damn good. 4,200 yards, 39 touchdowns, 11 picks, 76% completion percentage. 1,400 yards, almost 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns for Alvin Kamara. No 1,000-yard receiver, but still really solid year for Michael Thomas. 90 catches, 960 and 10, 906 for Deontay Harris, 740 and 4 for Howard, 707 for Smith. Kamara did a pretty decent job with the backfield as well. Baker led the team with 113 tackles, 10 sacks for Jordan and Davenport, 20 TFLs. He was all over the place. Interceptions, not bad. No dominant player. God, they shared the ball, shared the love. MVP went to Justin Herbert. Wow. Jordan Love didn't even make it with 39 touchdowns. NFC offensive player of the year went to Andrew Luck, who's now the quarterback of the Giants. Of course, Jordan Love number 4. Defensive player of the year went to Roquan Smith. For the individual awards, Jordan Love is back best quarterback. If we can get an X factor off of that, I'm going to be pretty damn happy. For the rest of the awards, no one. I mean, we're not getting much. Not getting a lot of love here. So in year 3, it all starts here by playing the Cowboys. Come on, we got to beat the Cowboys. They're always one and done in the playoffs. Unless it's in the Mad Sim. 35-21. The Dallas Cowboys knock off our beloved New Orleans Saints. What? This is like last year's. It's like last. That was last year. It didn't even update the schedule. Okay, I can't check out the box score because Madden is really glitchy and broken right now. But we lost. We know we lost. Let's get into year 4. So looking at our draft recap as we get ready for year 4. It was an okay draft. I simmed it out after the 3rd round because I had no scouting done. And of course, the computer kind of shit the bed for us. But our first couple picks were pretty good. We got Thurman Franklin, wide receiver out of Vandy. He had a 7.7 combine grade, coming out as a 76 overall. Can step in, be our wide receiver 3, or at least compete with Jalen Reagor for that wide receiver 3. Looks really, really well-rounded. Second round, we got a 70 overall corner, KEMANI Mallard from Southern Miss. Good speed, solid guy. I might be able to play him in the slot right away as our 3rd corner. And then just a solid depth guard there. But, yeah, not a bad draft. I mean, anytime you get a 76 hidden dev, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself. Let's get into year 4. All right, come on. Let's not be one and done in the playoffs here in year 4. Our team's only getting better. Our defense is up 1 full point. Our offense is a perfect 99, and we're a 93 base. Jordan Love, your quarterback of the year, back-to-back years, got himself a superstar X Factor ability, bazooka, which is pretty damn good. I want to figure, how do I enable which one? Like, we probably don't need... Don't need this one. Wait, what? Thurman Franklin's a superstar. Why does it tell me that? The hidden dev wide receiver we got, I assume that means he's superstar. I just spoiled it because I wanted to give Jordan Love his ability. There's no way it spoils it, right? There's no way we just found out a glitch in the Matrix that you could find out your guy. I mean, you can always find out your dev trick guy by going to edit it, right? But I like to keep the suspense. So if this guy emerges as a superstar X Factor wide receiver, I'm going to be a little triggered. But, hey, we're going to play him at wide receiver 3. Make sure he gets some snaps regardless. And then you flip to the defense. Everything remains pretty much the same. No dev. Oh, Jerome Baker went from normal to star, which is pretty cool. But everything else remains the same. So, hey, let's wait and see if we just spoiled the fact that our wide receiver that we got in the first round is an X Factor, which would be unreal. I don't think I've ever drafted one of those here in year 4, as well as trying to make the playoffs and get another divisional title under our belt. So coming out from our bye, we're 7-2, playing really, really well. It's not really that competitive in NFC South. Contracts, I did spend some XP on our 2 big positions. I spent O-line resign and DB resign. So first up, we have Eric McCoy, the center. We're going to want to get him here on the back on a 5-year deal. We got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, just invaluable player on the defense. Worth every cent that we could potentially get. I would like to bring Davenport back if potentially we can hammer out a deal here. Maybe 5 years, 60 mil. He wants a little bit more, but like I said, I mean, I'll be perfectly fine with this rebuild. We don't have to sign and dip into free agency at all. I mean, we made trades, we acquired some new players, but just retaining our own players is going to be paramount. We'll make sure we can, bump it up just a little bit to retain Marcus Davenport, and then we're good. We're smiling. We're laughing going into year 5. And let's see if we've unlocked the dev trait there of that first round wide receiver. Is it an X factor? Oh, it's still hidden. He must be getting pretty close to his snaps. We'll find out here. We'll just wait till season's end. But if he's X, I'm going to be kind of bummed out. I'm going to have to pass that on to the EA team that there's a bug. And then in year 4, if we want any chance of winning on a Super Bowl, our second one, we have to run the gauntlet again. I don't know what this Saints team has to do. Well, they have to win more games to get a first round bye. That's a 7-win playoff team. Okay. Did not win the NFC South. Okay. Didn't have any dev traits. Is our wide receiver X factor. And he is. We drafted a superstar X factor wide receiver. And it spoiled it for Madden because we went to go change our applicable zone abilities to make sure Jordan Love had one. So, just a note, if you have a hidden dev trait guide, you don't really want to be spoiled. Be cautious because when you edit your zone abilities, it might spoil that he has actually an X factor. Really good team, though. I mean, we were able to re-sign Davenport as well. We're going to be tied up against the salary cap, but this team's stacked, man. This team is ready to go, ready to win. Looking at the stats, Jordan Love, great year again. 4,300 yards, 38 touchdowns, 6 picks, incredibly accurate. 18 touchdowns, almost 1,400 yards from Alvin Kamara. We got 911 for OJ, 908 for Thomas, almost 908 for our X-Factor rookie Franklin at Vandy, 8 and 6 from Traquan Smith. Defensively, Anzalone leading the team. But we have 2 ties for 105 tackles. 8 sacks from Davenport. The TFLs were great. The sacks, not so much. Not bad, but just not great. Interceptions are up a little bit. 4 picks, MARSHON, LATTIMORE. This is another thing that was pretty dumb. You guys probably now have probably seen the 5th-year option scenarios that pop up right before the draft at the end of free agency. I actually had my coach, whoever I'm talking to, that you're having the conversation with, say we shouldn't pick up the 5th-year option on MARSHON, LATTIMORE. Just a 96 corner. Come on, fix the logic in this game. Yearly awards, MVP went to Mitchell Trubisky. Jordan Love coming in at number 4. Offensive Player of the Year went to Jordan Love. He's already an X Factor, so there's nowhere really for him to go. Mallard got Defensive Rookie of the Year. We had a runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Best Quarterback went to Jordan Love. We did not... Oh, Best DB, Mr. MARSHON LATTIMORE. I love to see it. So, can we finally not be one and done? Please. It's a 7-win Bears team. Hey, there we go. We knock them off. I'm not exactly sure if it's just a weird franchise. It's super laggy. And when we go check this, if it shows us against the Falcons, so look like, oh, there we go. It's back to normal. Nice. 42-14, just dominant performance. 4 touchdowns for Jordan Love. Kamara had a nice game. 3 tutties for Michael Thomas. Defensively, a couple sacks. Cam Jordan, interception. MARSHON LATTIMORE, your DB of the year, as the New Orleans Saints are moving on to the NFC Divisional Round, where we go up against the 12-4 Dallas Cowboys here in year 4, and we knock them off 31-21. I'm liking this run. We're going on a streak here, boys. And I think Dallas is the last team to knock us out of the playoffs. Pretty good matchup here between Jordan Love and Dak Prescott. Solid performance. Big game from Alvin Kamara. 2 touchdowns. Michael Thomas, he has 4 in his 2 playoff games this year. 1 sack from Rankins. No interceptions, but we just outdueled the Dallas Cowboys to put us in our 2nd NFC Championship game of the rebuild against a 9-win Seattle Seahawks team with the Super Bowl on the line. And they win 24-21. Jordan Love putting on his best invitation as we go up against one of the other best quarterback on the other side of the NFL, Justin Herbert, and the 13-3 LA Chargers going for our 2nd Super Bowl. Let's get into it. All right, let's do this, fellas. Let's get that 2nd Super Bowl. 7-7 first quarter. Does not look like defense is going to be prevalent in this matchup. I'll give ourselves one time. We're going to come in here, throw our bomb to... we don't have a whole lot of speed, but we got Michael Thomas. You got Michael Thomas, right? I don't think... we'll go Michael Thomas at the top. Let's see, covered by a star corner. I don't know who that is. Or we'll go OJ Howard. Across the middle. That's a bad matchup. Nasir Adderley doesn't have a chance because we got a 90 speed tight end. Take the shot. Man, I'm liking the fact that we can almost hit that bomb. well over 50% now in rebuilds. I'll take that. But that'll be the one time we hop in to try to give our team a little bit of juice, as we have a 1-point lead getting into the second half, and we have all the momentum, up 8. I like seeing it. And the computer didn't get a 2-point conversion. They're almost automatic when it comes to 2-point conversions. Oh. Oh, baby. Let's do this. Make it so my touchdown that I scored doesn't even matter. Has no impact. It doesn't really have any impact on the game. We get our second Super Bowl title, 41-33. Herbert outduels every other quarterback in the AFC. Comes in against the NFC big dogs. Loses to Jordan Love. You'll love to see it. Everyone's celebrating. Who's going to be our MVP? I'm going to assume Jordan Love's going to be our MVP. But we have a request. Everything's alive and in play for us to get our first 3 Super Bowl winning rebuild. 2 in the books. 1 with Drew Brees, 1 with Jordan Love. Please let me see the MVP. We'll bounce off the MVP. We don't need to have another Super Bowl scenario holding us up the trophy. We don't need to run it up. Jordan Love. Oh, 93% completion percentage. What? For our final draft, just, an average draft, to be honest with you. Nothing too spectacular. Scouting wasn't great. Hey, look, the CPU actually got me a decent 7th round pick. That's pretty cool. Because I simmed out after Lowry. We had a 66 middle linebacker, a 70 corner, no dev specials or anything like that. He was just an average play. I think he was top 30, though, as well as Dominic Gates. Didn't attend the combine. These guys used to be overpowered in previous Maddens. Now I think they don't attend the combine. They're pretty much guaranteed to get a normal dev trait. But he's a solid-looking developmental prospect here. Dominic Gates out of Iowa. Year 5, Super Bowl 3 or bust for the New Orleans Saints here. I mean, again, we're doing all the teams. Do they really need a rebuild? Probably not. But post-Drew Brees is an incredibly interesting idea of how it's going to play out. It has played out sensationally. Luckily enough, we were able to end Drew Brees' career with the Super Bowl. Win 1 with Jordan Love's successor, who's a 99. Kamara's a 99. Michael Thomas is a 99. We got Tremont Smith, who is a 94. Looking just see how laggy everything is. My God, why is this game broken right now? Superstar X Factor, we drafted TERRON ARMSTEAD, has flirted with 99. He's been a 99 tackle. Eric McCoy's 97. Drafted Ray. Pete's been solid. 99 for Ramchick. Traded for OJ Howard, who was a very legit shot to hit that 99 overall this season. Go to the defensive side. A little bit of regression now for Cam Jordan. Still playing at a very high level. Inside looks really, really good. We'll make Poyer actually our D tackle 1. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, baller. One of my favorite players in Madden 20, 93 overall. Lattimore's 96 superstar, 97 superstar for Williams. Baker and Anzalone's been solid. Same with Von Bell. Nothing spectacular. I would say the only disappointment or surprising thing has been the lack of dev trait scenarios that have triggered for my defensive players. Been very few and far between. But I guess it is what it is. You're not going to have your cake and eat it too. I'll just keep winning Super Bowls, and we'll just have a lot of bronze and silvers on the defense. So let's get into year 5 and try to get, for the first time here in our Madden 20 cycle, a 3 Super Bowl win rebuild. At the end of year 5, we get a first round. But I was a little bit worried. I simmed to the midseason. We were 4-3. The Panthers were 7-1, and that's how it finished. We get our 3rd NFC South title of the rebuild. We'll upgrade some of these players here real quick. Obviously, Michael Thomas, he ain't getting no lovin's, but this team is one of the best teams we've ever rebuilt. And I mean, it helped the fact that there was already a lot of building blocks, a lot of pieces in place. We got Armstead up to a 99. Eric McCoy's now at a 99. OJ Howard's up to a 99. Going to the defense, Marcus Williams, 99. It's just, insane. And like I said, I'm not going to pat myself on the back too hard. We know how OP the Saints offense is in a Madden sim. We know how good their roster was. Just being able to retain everyone, I guess, it wasn't even really that difficult. Jordan Love has been sensational since we drafted him in the first round in the 2020 draft. 4,300 yards, 45 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's complete. That is it. That's the mystery. Whatever the Saints playbook is, gives you a ridiculously high completion percentage in the sim. 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns there for Kamara. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns for Thomas. 830 and 8 for Traquan. 813 for OJ Howard. Has been unreal. Absolutely unbelievable in this rebuild. 505 for Franklin. 507 for Alvin Kamara. Defensively, over 100 tackles for Jerome Baker. We got 9 sacks, 20 TFLs from RASHAWN Poyer. 3 interceptions from Von Bell led the team. Yearly awards, MVP. What does Jordan Love have to do to win MVP here? My God. He's getting robbed every year. Jalen Hurts is your offensive player of the year. Tavai, who actually was a player I was considering trading for before he went with Jerome Baker. is Defensive Player of the Year. For individual awards, Jordan Love is the best quarterback yet again. Ryan Ramczyk is your best offensive lineman. All right, you know, it's you know, it is what it is. I'm not in here for the individual success. I'm here for the team success. I'm here for my 3rd Super Bowl, and it all starts here. As our veteran players, Cam Jordan probably is going to tell us it's his last hurrah, his last shot at a championship. His morale has been maxed out. Is he going to be on one as we kick the playoffs off in the division round against the 9-7 Seattle Seahawks with Super Bowl III on the line? We win, dominate them 37-3. Seattle doesn't even look like they belong in the playoffs with a performance like that. It's a playoff. That's like the Packers and 49ers from this year. Jesus, man. The team's going to try to win one here for Cam Jordan. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Jordan Love, over 100 yards for Kamara on the defensive side of the ball. Rankins and Baskerville, a couple interceptions. Williams and Anzalone. Just no offense whatsoever from the Seattle Seahawks, as we are now in the conference championship against the 12-4 New York Giants. Super Bowl III on the line. Come on! Damn it! We fall 35-17. I don't know, maybe I should have hopped in and played it. Maybe what could I have done different? Maybe I could have hopped in and played it. But, you know, oh my God, look, they dominated. 35-0. They beat the Browns. I mean, it was destined for them. So if this is the team that we finish off with here for the New Orleans Saints rebuild of Madden 20, we did everything we could. 2 Super Bowls. We got the best possible success you could humanly wish for Drew Brees in Jordan Love. Pretty much automatic 40 touchdowns every year. We look at it, and I just like the fact we kept everyone. Thomas, Kamara, Smith, Ramczyk, McCoy, Pete, Armstead, all these guys on offense. We kept them, we grew and developed them. Baker, of course, now getting a superstar dev, but Williams, Anzalone, Bell, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Davenport, Rankins, Cam Jordan, Lattimore. We just kind of worked with what was already established, made sure we could retain them, developed the shit out of them, and we made one of the best teams we've ever had in a rebuild. A 2 Super Bowl winning rebuild here for the New Orleans Saints. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. We still have a couple teams we've yet to touch on. We still have the Green Bay Packers, the New York Giants, and the Tampa, obviously the Bucs, because we have the Bucs franchise, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So what rebuild do you guys want to see on Saturday? The Bucs, the Giants, or the Packers? Let me know in the comment section below. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit when you talking and talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid.